Your friend in Central Illinois. WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest in studio today, Cody Monkman and Mandi Reese with the Neighborhood Care Center, our guests today. Cody, good to see you. Feels like it's been forever, man. You doing all right?
Dude, I don't even know how long it's been.
I know it's been too long.
It does feel like forever.
It has.
I agree.
And Mandi, how are you today?
Great, Seth.
Well, thanks for coming out, guys, and talking with us. And we're going to kind of put a bow on 2025. We're about 3 months late with you guys, but just kind of the nature of how we schedule things now, and look ahead to 2026. So, Mandi, I'll start with you. 2025. How was 2025 for the Neighborhood Care Center?
2025 was great. We had a lot of really cool things happen that were unexpected, that allowed us to kind of start dreaming about what's next for Neighborhood Care Center. Because if you are in nonprofit world at all, you know how hard it is to, dreaming's easy, but dreaming usually requires money, and sometimes the money just isn't there to actually do the things that you'd like to see happen. And so we were really fortunate. Constellation gave us a really large gift of $45,000 back in, that kind of started the middle of summer, but gave it to us like September, October. And so we were able to do several projects at both our Clinton network and McLean County network.
Right.
With the idea of expanding our non-monetary donation capacity. And so Kelly Rempe actually shifted over into a more focused role. And so she's now our distribution center director. And so we're kind of dreaming about, like, what does that look like? What does increased capacity mean? And what does that mean not only for Neighborhood Care Center, but for the other organizations in our community that we can partner with. So it was just really cool.
I remember that announcement when it came down in, gosh, what was that? October, November, somewhere in there. Cody, I know you were very kind of blown away by that. What was actually, that was the anonymous donor.
You're talking about the angel donor.
The angel donor. Yeah, you had that money come in too. But I guess what has, I'll frame it this way. What have the blessings of 2025 meant to you and the organization?
Well, hearing Mandi talk and share a little bit more, I was like, 2025 was, the second half of 2025 was a big mind-blowing half a year because of Constellation's investment, the surprise of the angel donor, and really since the COVID shutdown, we have not been in a season of dreaming what's next. It's just trying to maintain status quo, and in regards to the organizational side of the care center. And so, the second half of last year, it started off with Constellation. They kind of gave us a reason to start thinking about what does it look like for us to leverage the care center network for the sake of not, I feel like we serve local families in DeWitt County and Moreau and McLean County pretty well. I think this increased capacity, part of that is how can we serve other social clubs, other nonprofits? How can we support them and inspire them? Because a lot of those groups connect with specific demographics way better than what, say, Neighborhood Care Center can do. So
sure. Have you started any of that?
Building those those partnerships? No. We have thought about it and we have some ideas, but before you can build a partnership, you got to increase your capacity to then do that. So here's what happened was Kelly Rempe slid over into a focused distribution center director role. She developed the internal processes and systems necessary within her team and the human resources with her team. And then with Constellation's investment, we improved the infrastructure of what we now refer to as the distribution center for Neighborhood Care Center, which is on the north side of the Clinton location. And now Kelly actually just got done finishing this past week her first intentional event, working with local churches and maybe a couple of social groups. I'm not really sure. Oh yeah, the library. I think there's.
Well, that was kind of a separate thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But yeah.
But of course we got to get more non-monetary goods now that we have our systems and our infrastructure set up. Now it's about how can we increase those non-monetary goods to then regift them.
Mhm.
So
So how do you collect those? What have you done in the past? Do you change what you're doing in the future? How
Yeah.
about-
So I think the big thing with her shifting into that role is in the past, partnerships just kind of landed in our lap a little bit with non-monetary donations. There wasn't this intentional seeking it out. And so now we're in a season of like, okay, who do we want to reach out to? How do we want to do it? And so just this past week, Kelly did an event called Stuff Our Shelves.
Mhm.
And so she reached out to several local churches and was just like, hey, we're trying this thing. Would you be willing to kind of experiment with us? And so gave grocery bags to each of the churches with a
Mhm.
wish list attached to it.
Mhm.
And was like, hey, February 26th from 4 to 6 p.m. is the drop off.
Mhm.
And so
Mhm.
encouraging people to drop off. Plus, we had those organizations volunteer with us to
Mhm.
intake the donations and organize it. And it was really cool. And actually, I was able to give several tours to people who'd never been inside Neighborhood Care Center,
Mhm.
which was the hope, of like how often do we actually get to invite people into our space?
Mhm.
And just be like, I know you're here, but I've never seen it before.
Mhm. Mhm.
And we actually gained a potential mission partner out of it,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
so that's also the hope, is not only increasing our non-monetary donations, but an increased connection in our communities as well.
Mhm. You talked about mission partners. I think that's what is. I think it's fair to say that's code for volunteers. Is that fair to say?
organization, those terms do, I mean, they do give of their time, but
Mhm.
I tell people it's a posture difference. So we do have volunteers.
Mhm.
We have volunteer events and stuff. But the difference for us in regards to mission partner is we expect a mission partner not just to do something, but to invest in the people in which they are in proximity with while doing it.
Mhm.
A volunteer event, we don't have that expectation, although I mean, I suppose they could, but we don't have that expectation. All we need them to do is come and bag apples or deliver a box of something to somebody,
Mhm.
if that makes sense.
It does.
So
It does.
there's an expectation difference for mission
Fair
partner.
enough. Fair enough. Sure. Did you see that base of whether volunteers, mission partners? Did you see that grow? Did you see positive outcomes with your existing mission partners and volunteers in 2025? How about those things?
Yeah, I mean, I think, I feel like the last half of 2025, we were really intentional with growing our sub team. So, our
Mhm.
sub team are people who maybe can't commit to doing something on a weekly basis, but are willing to step in when needed.
Mhm.
And so that's been really cool to see, getting new people connected
Mhm.
to Neighborhood Care Center and just seeing the influx of that. And a lot of that's through word of mouth.
Mhm.
It's one person coming in being like, I love serving here.
Mhm.
And for someone else to hear that and be like, well, maybe I'd like to do that too. And that's why we offer volunteer events,
Mhm.
because it's a great invite.
Mhm.
And it gives them a chance. We call it, observation, or it's a chance to date us.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
can date us and we can date you, and decide if we like each other.
I mean, I think it's
Yeah.
fair to say that you can easily assume a lot of what Neighborhood Care Center is about if you just look at the what and the services we provide. And most of the time when we on-ramp somebody in their assimilation process, they find out that it's not quite that.
Mhm. Mhm.
Sure,
Mhm.
there's food related, there's maybe giving of money or something, financial assistance, but there's much more to that. And
Mhm.
so part of that assimilation process, even the dating, of course,
Mhm.
is to provide clarity for people about what we're really trying to do here.
Yeah, for
So,
sure. For sure. Cody Monkman and Mandy Reese with the Neighborhood Care Center in studio with us here for this morning. Anything else out of 2025 that was noteworthy, guys, you want to put out there for us?
Yeah, we talked about the angel donor, and I mean,
Mhm.
that was
Mhm.
definitely.
How much did you get out of that? That was
it will be a total of 100,000 over 10 months.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
for the last couple of months since that announcement, we've gotten a $10,000 check.
okay.
The board has not decided how to use that money yet.
Gotcha.
But
Sure.
Yeah. Well, and
So-
I mean, for us, like, when we talk about being a nonprofit, like, we operate on a very small budget,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
with COVID and just inflation, we have seen an increase in all of our bills, but
Mhm.
not necessarily an increase in monthly donations,
Sure, sure.
monetarily. And so, that money is kind of also a little bit of a nest egg for us.
Sure, very much so, yeah.
And we are always thinking about how we can be good stewards.
Yeah.
So,
By the way, did you have to grab my pens off of the thing there and put them in? Like, did you need all those pens for something?
I guess it's
It's
like
a
to-
toy. It's
like to,
it's
I like to play with them.
it's your adult version of the fidget spinner.
Yeah.
I noticed that like 5 minutes ago, and
I'm
I was
trying
like,
not to click it because
was-
it makes a noise.
yeah, thank you for that. I really do appreciate that. But I noticed that like 5 minutes ago, and I was like, I'm not going to interrupt the discussion about that. But since we're winding it down, I thought I'd bring it up.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, guys, we'll break and we'll come back and talk 2026 and kind of what's ahead for the Neighborhood Care Center. Cody, in the meantime, where do they go for all things NCC? How do they follow?
Best would be our website, neighborhoodcarecenter.net.
Very good. Cody Monkman and Mandy Reese with the Neighborhood Care Center in studio with us. More to come with them on the WHOW Morning Show.
WHOW. Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, a good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence, the WHOW Morning Show stream. Thank you, Cody, for doing that. That's fine. Thank you for that. Cody Monkman and Mandy Reese are with the Neighborhood Care Center on the morning show. In studio with us, which, by the way, streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. You haven't waved at the camera yet. You usually do a wave and say hi and, well, not, yeah, there you go. All right. Anyways, let's dive into 2026, guys. And, obviously all these great things happen in 2025. How do we parlay that into more great things in 2026?
Yeah. So I think, we talked about that constellation donation kind of sparking a dreaming process for us. And one of the things that we started dreaming about was an internship program. So we really are passionate about helping the next generation figure out what it looks like to do ministry the way Neighborhood Care Center does it.
Sure. So what does that look like, Cody?
So, so with our the intern will stay at the McLean County Care Center. We're making a studio apartment on the second story.
Wow.
It's a part of that care center building that's honestly it's been underused, and for public stuff,
Just to clarify, it is a house.
I was gonna say,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
It's a house.
Yes,
yeah.
it's a 2-story house. So,
So they would like have housing as a part of their internship.
totally.
Oh,
And
wow.
and so and I was told early on by some universities that in order to be competitive, you're gonna have to have a paid internship. Well, with just how we manage our finances, the reality is part of that, in order for us to afford a paid internship, housing has to be a part of it.
Mhm.
And so we are going to provide a studio apartment. It's got the kitchen and all that since it's a house, in addition to a monthly stipend.
Okay.
So in that intern, the goal is we will expose them to vision and leadership discussions and dreaming up of new things, but then also operations
Mhm.
and what does it look like to be in the trench with both local families that are dealing with their own troubles, but then also what does it look like to lead a volunteer or lead a mission partner?
Mhm.
You know, what does that all look like, as well as understanding and not assuming that you know what small town culture is. So,
Okay. Yeah.
I
I know that you're big on that.
and exposing them to the small town way of life and just trying to understand worldview,
Mm-hmm.
different worldviews. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Cool. That's fun. So is that something you will actively be recruiting for soon, or what will that
we
look
have
like?
been
We
ever
have
since
been.
a lot of the work in partnering with schools was done last fall,
Mm-hmm.
and then been working on getting the internship space ready for somebody to live there,
Mm-hmm.
and that's been baby steps.
Mm-hmm.
But the application process is actually, the application is on our website right now. So
Okay.
if anybody's interested in considering that, go to the website.
Cool. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Very good. Very nice. So internships will be, or an internship will be a big part of 2026. Anything else you guys have? I know Inspire, your big
Mhm.
fundraiser, that's coming around. What is this, fourth year for
This
this?
is our third year.
Third year, sure. How about that?
And yeah, we're really excited. It's on April 10th.
Mm-hmm.
We're actually at a new location this year. It's called the Rass Hangar in Mansfield, Illinois.
Wow.
The great village of Mansfield.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking forward
we
to
love our
it.
small
Mhm.
towns. So
Mhm. Mhm. I take
it's-
my dog to get groomed just south of Mansfield.
Hey, there you
So
go.
yeah.
It's a beautiful space. The owners are lovely people.
Mm-hmm.
So we're really excited about that. And we have some kind of newer elements this year. We're doing food trucks for
nice.
food, which
Yeah.
is fun. So that's all included in your ticket.
Mm-hmm.
We have dueling pianos,
Oh, nice.
which
Love dueling
is
pianos.
a fun time.
I know.
Stop giving me that look, would you please?
We
You should-
really
you
want
should
Seth
come-
to come.
You should come, Seth.
And all the listeners should come too.
How much is it?
So a ticket's $50.
Mhm.
And you can actually purchase tickets through our website, or if you go to our social media, you can find ways to
$50
purchase
for all that?
Mm-hmm.
A food truck meal and
I know, it's a good deal.
yeah, and
It's a good deal.
dueling pianos.
Date night.
And it
It's
is a
date
perfect
night.
date night.
Mhm,
And that's,
mhm.
I mean, that was always our vision behind Inspire, was to have a wedding reception without the bride and groom.
Mm.
So just a really fun time, like let your hair down. And so we never want to call it a banquet because it's not a program. Like
Mhm.
we'll definitely talk a little bit in the beginning. We actually have a neighbor who is sharing her story
Mhm.
that night, and she'll be there in person.
Mhm.
So probably like the first 30 minutes will be
Mhm.
like, hey, we need you to listen for a minute. And then the rest of the evening is
Just
for
fun.
people to enjoy.
How do you make money out of that event?
Yeah, so obviously ticket sales are a huge
Mhm.
part of that. We do business sponsorships.
Mhm.
So we're very fortunate to have a lot of great businesses in our Clinton network and McLean County network
Mhm.
who have been willing to partner with us year after year to make that happen.
Mhm.
And then we have some fun elements of the evening. Like we have this thing called a dessert dash
Mhm.
where your table puts together a collective bid. And the table that gives the most money gets to go pick whatever dessert from the table that they want.
Mm.
But then everyone else goes in groups of like 4 to 5 from largest donation to smallest.
Mhm.
And you dash for your dessert. So we have like a rope and we like 3, 2, 1 dash. And you've got 4 or 5 people like rushing to the table to be like, don't grab my Rice Krispie treats,
Mm.
Betty. I don't know who Betty is.
It's always
but that was
Betty.
the first name that
It's
came to
Betty or Sharon or Karen.
mind. Yep.
Always.
So that's a fan favorite. I think the last couple of years, our highest table has given like close to $1,500
Wow,
for
holy cow.
like a plate of brownies. So
Holy smokes.
super cool. And then we have a ton of silent auction
What?
items.
It's pretty fun to watch.
I bet it is.
Yeah.
I bet it is. Can I be honest? I would honestly just like enjoy watching that.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Yeah,
So.
my husband actually the first year fell and almost took out the dessert table.
See, that's what I would fear is
Yeah, it was kind of terrifying. So
this not
The next
well kept
year-
body
the next
trying
year
to
we had
rush
to
for
be
dessert. Like,
shorter distances and more of a shuffle.
there
No-
you go.
No
Yeah.
running.
Well,
is
and
allowed.
you know, you get those former football players that don't mind, you know,
Mhm.
beating and banging and all
Yeah,
that stuff.
yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah.
Well, that would
Yeah.
be him.
So, and our hope with Inspire, honestly, is we want it to be a fun night for people
Yeah.
because one, it's a celebration for our mission partners and just the people who do the day in and day out work of Neighborhood Care Center. It's a night for them to like unwind and celebrate what God's doing. But it's also a great opportunity to invite new people in that maybe have never heard of us. And so it's just a great way for us to connect with more people than we could ever imagine while also raising funds that help us keep doing what we love to do.
Very good. Well, again, Inspire comes up when and how do folks get tickets?
Yep. It's April 10th and you can buy tickets on our website or you can visit our social media, Facebook or Instagram.
That's next month.
It is.
Yep.
It's
I
almost
can't
a
believe
month.
that's next month. I
know.
can't believe April 10th is like 1 month away.
The
That's
party is just around the corner.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Have you had good weather for this?
It's usually been chilly.
Mm.
My hope is it's not this year because the hangar, obviously, it has a huge garage door because helicopters go in there. So yeah, we're hoping we can have that open and
Cool.
it'd be a nice spring night.
Good.
So
Good. Well, did you say where folks can get tickets?
our
And-
website
yeah.
or Facebook or Instagram.
Very good. I'll tell you what, guys, on that note, 1 minute left with you. What I missed today, you want to put out there for us?
Oh wow, this
You
never
got it.
happens.
This does never happen.
Good night.
What do you got?
What else with Inspire?
Anything coming up you want to put out there for us? Anything like on the calendar, volunteer nights, learn about the
Well, I
organization?
will say for if you would like to date us, observe the care center. Our monthly volunteer event is called Loadout Stocking Night. And for the Clinton Network, it's usually going to be the first Monday of every month, so like today.
That's tonight.
Tonight, we have a volunteer event, Loadout Stocking Night, that is being sponsored by the National Honor Society at Clinton High School.
All right.
We had a high school senior reach out and wanted to see if he could get some of his peers to do it. So
Wow, great.
Yeah.
Nice. So can anybody else come out and be a part of that?
Yeah, so if we have like an outside group like National Honor Society and they sponsor it, there isn't a public sign up, but
Okay.
but
You
yeah,
can
a
still
lot of
stop
times
by.
there are.
Very good. Well, guys, I hate to do this to you. I have to let you go for the day. Cody Monkman and Mandy Reese with the Neighborhood Care Center in studio with us. Network news on the way.
WHOW.